Do. Hello there, this is Macbeth from Gargoyles Getting. It is the DOUG here, and it's time for, once again, everyone's favorite thing. No, not watching Pinky and the Brain try to take over the world. It's time for my Week 9 picks. Hope you're having a good day today. And I gotta remember to actually turn down my damn phone audio half the freaking time, because I'm an idiot. Anyway, it's time for Week 9, baby. Hope your team had a good past week. Hope you're having a good day as well. It is Wednesday, hump day. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see no humps. Sad face. Just getting this put on the Facebook and all that good stuff. Because, well, it needs to be shared and shown around the world. Are you ready for a brand new pick? Will Facebook actually fucking load? Probably not. Because that would make too much sense. But anyway, happy Wednesday, everybody. We're Week 9, so we're getting near the... We're about to hit that good old gorgeous Week 10, where the playoff picture is very, very clear. And the fact of... You can pretty much guarantee who is going to be the who's going to be taken very quickly. You know, we know it's the Jets guaranteed at this point, and probably a few other teams as well. So yeah, hope everyone's going to enjoy this. Now, of course... We got to go through the recap of this past week. And first thing first, we go to Week 8 as a recap. Falcons got a big, much-needed win over the Panthers. Steelers were able to stay undefeated as they beat the Ravens in the game of the week. The Bills beat the Patriots, which makes everyone wonder, is Cam Newton the man for New England? Titans got the shock of a lifetime as WKRP Cincinnati took out the Titans. The Raiders easily beat the Browns, who do not have Odell Beckham Jr. The Colts were able to call it a comeback, beating the Lions. The Packers got upsetted by the Vikings, which helped the Bears in a sense, since the Bears did lose. Chiefs easily handled the Jets. Jets even brought the show up. Rams get shocked by the Dolphins, as the Dolphins, and we'll talk about that game, because I have to say something that most of the Dolphins fans don't want to admit. The Broncos came back in a thriller to beat the Chargers. Saints beat the Bears, and we'll be talking about that game. Seahawks beat the Niners, but the Niners have lost more than just a game in that one. Eagles beat my Cowboys, who Cowboys are now going through another quarterback. And on Monday, the Giants almost made it a game, but unfortunately fell short due to a questionable flag pickup, as some have said, and I will discuss that as well. So far, I did go 8-6 for the week, and for the season, I'm 81-37-1, aka I hate fucking ties in the NFL. So yeah, overall a good week for me. I'm happy with what happened. Just to go as a quick recap, I am surprised the Panthers played that bad on Thursday. I thought that was going to be one of those gimme games, but apparently they did not bother to actually play well for Atlanta. I'm sure Atlanta's going to try to run the table since we now have those 3 wildcard teams. It's the 4 division winners with the best record at 1. Everybody else goes through 2-7. So it will be interesting to see what happens there. Moving on, the Ravens and Steelers. Ravens, what the hell happened to you guys? Seriously. I don't get, it seems like when you guys play a team who's got a good winning record, you guys don't show up in a big game situation. I know a lot of the Ravens players were going off about that on Twitter. So it is a very interesting situation going on. On that note, Bills beat the Patriots. Patriots almost won that game, but Cam Newton fumbled the ball near the end. Bill Belichick still saying that Cam Newton is his quarterback, but I wonder how long that's going to last. Because right now, they're 3rd place in their division. If Patriots want to make a playoff run, they're going to probably have to win a wild card spot at this point because of the fact of I don't think they're going to be able to take it from the Bills. Miami might be able to, but I still have faith in Buffalo personally. Titans. I said it last week and no one listened to me that game, I did pick the Titans. That was one of the trap games this past week. Bengals showed up. WKOP was on a roll. So they're not raining turkeys yet. Granted, that's going to be in a few weeks. If they would have lost that, it would have been a turkey raining in Cincinnati. Raiders beat the Browns. Like I said last week again, guys. Cleveland was either going to be one of two things. There's going to be the next man up, or B, Cleveland was not going to be able to do the next man up because none of the wide receivers are as good as Odell Beckham Jr. And we saw that. Now, the Browns are on a bye this week. By the way, just to keep in your fantasy teams, Browns, Cincinnati, WKRP, Philadelphia, and the Rams are on a bye this week, so it should be interesting to see what happens there. Hey, Dave, I know your headset issues. Hope you can stop watching TNA to figure out who shot Johnny Bravo. Probably somebody from Dallas, but if you get that reference, congratulations. Colts beat the Lions. Colts came back to win the game. Lions, now the question is, with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford will not be playing this week as he has been put on the C-virus list. So it's going to be interesting to see about that. I may have to switch my pick on that because I believe who did the Lions play this week? No, the Lions are not off this week. Did I miss a game? No, I did not. Ooh. I may have to change that one game pick. I'm going to have to think about that. Let's see. Packers got upsetted by the Vikings. Vikings showed up, keeping their playoff hopes alive. Packers really laid a goose egg there. The only good thing for them was the Bears lost as well. I paused it to watch you. Well, thank you, Dave. Again, thank you for helping me get the platinum already today on Madden 21. Everybody go subscribe to Dave. He's a good person. Chiefs demolished the Jets. Really nothing to talk about there. Rams got upsetted by the Dolphins. You know, everyone wants to say, oh, the rookie quarterback played great. I went and watched that game, okay? The Dolphins won that game not because of the offense, but because of their defense. Their defense played great, and the other reason the Dolphins won was the Rams. They gave up on the run, and you had your quarterback pass to 60-some-odd times. I don't care who you are in the NFL. If you're depending on your quarterback to pass 60 times to try to stay in the game or win it, you're going to lose. Period. Dolphins won that game, I think, because of good defense and playing good on offense enough to where it didn't have to fall into the young rookie's hands. Broncos beat the Chargers in a thrilling comeback. Chargers are proving to be... Apparently, they said, hey, Atlanta, hold my beer, as the Chargers have blown comebacks, and I'll discuss that in a minute. Saints beat the Bears. Again, it's like I said with the Chicago Bears all season long. I love their defense. It's the offense I don't trust, and I'm going to say this now. Nick Foles is not the answer. Go back to Travinsky. The worst that can happen is you don't make the playoffs at this point. You're still in the good spot to make the playoffs because of your defense, but at this point, put Nowitzki in. Give him another shot because Nick Foles is not the fucking answer. Okay? He ain't the answer for nobody. He ain't the answer for the Bears. He ain't the answer for the Jaguars. The only reason he was the answer for the Philadelphia Eagles because right place, right time. After that, he wasn't the answer. And I'm sorry, I think the only answer that Nick Foles the only person that Nick Foles is for is probably his wife, and that's about it. Seahawks beat the Niners. You know, Seahawks played well. Niners unfortunately lost a lot of players that could hurt them going into tomorrow night. Cowboys, again, so injury prone. I don't think anyone was really shocked Philly won. Even I said it last week. Philly was probably going to win, but because of how I am, I'm going to root for my team to the bitter end and pick them to win every week. Again, to the bitter end. I'm going to ride that ship and go down with it, like I was on the Titanic. And, of course, Monday, well, I got to give credit to the Giants here real quick. They played well. Bucs should have had that game easily won, but I think Tampa Bay overlooked them, and we're going to care more about the Saints. But that final play, that 2-point conversion, a lot of people saying that's a flag. That's not. I looked at it. You could say it should have been called, but unfortunately, you know, I'm going to say this. This is one of the times to where the referees kind of showed leeway a bit. I don't think it should have been called, but again, at the same time, I will agree with the people saying they have called shit for less. So... do I think the Giants got hosed? Kind of, because they were playing well, but again, that's one of those that you're going to have a different opinion of everybody. To me personally, I kind of say, you know, that was somebody messed up on that play. I don't know who you're going to want to blame, but I'm kind of glad they did pick it up a bit. Dave says he went 6-7 this past weekend. For the year, he is 57, 48, and 1. So he's not. So you're having a decent. You're not a great year, but a decent year. Could be better, could be worse kind of situation. Alright, going to the notes I do have before I go to Dave's long text messages. But thank you. Ravens head coach John Harbaugh said LT Ronnie Stanley suffered a season-ending ankle injury. He is done for the rest of the year. Getting to the Chargers, who they have blown leads in the past 4 games. They're 1-3 in that situation. The only one they won is when they blew a 16-point lead and they won that one. The other point leads they've blown and lost. 2 17-point leads and a 21-point lead this past week. So congratulations, Chargers. You did get my worst team of the week. There is no way in how I can give it to anybody else. I don't want to hear that, oh, Cleveland played bad, Dallas played bad. I'm sorry. When you blow a 21-point lead, let me repeat myself. When you blow a 21-point lead, I don't give a damn how everybody else did. That alone means you suck as a team. Because I'm sorry. I went off on Atlanta for doing it, and I got to do the same thing for the Chargers here. If you're leading by 21 points, you should be able to win the game. I can understand maybe if it's 14 and you blow it, okay, fine. That can happen. But when you're leading by 20 plus points or more, matter of fact, when you're leading by 17 plus, and you still lose because you're stupid, you deserve to be named the worst team of the week. I'm sorry, they deserve it. Best team of the week. I'm going to give it to Pittsburgh because they did stop the Ravens and they're still undefeated. I have to give them props for that. Biggest shocker of the week is a 3-way tie, probably going to Cincinnati, Minnesota, and Miami for getting big wins that a lot of people did not see coming. So congratulations to them. Worst quarterback, I know a lot of people would say give it to Baker Mayfield or give it to the Cowboys guy, Ben. I want to give Baker Mayfield a pass this week because of the fact that there was no Odell Beckham Jr. You can see he was lost without him. Not going to give it to the third-string quarterback for Dallas because he's the third-string quarterback for a reason. So I'm going to give it to the Rams quarterback. I'm sorry. You threw the ball 61 times. I blame that on the coaching, but at the same time, you should not give up on the run game. You made your quarterback look bad. He gets that. So, yeah. Deal with that, everybody. Alright, now let me go to my text messages. So let's see. Jimmy Graham has a high ankle sprain. Kitto's 8 weeks, fractured bone and foot, so he's probably done for the year. I know Jimmy Graham's out for a few weeks as well. Chargers did trade D.B. King to the Titans for a 6th-round pick. 49ers traded linebacker Kwan Alexander to the Saints for L.B. Keo also and a 5th-round pick. Steelers require O.B. Heaven Williamson from the Jets in exchange for a 5th-round pick. And all I got to say is, that guy got the best Christmas gift of all, Mr. Williamson, because he goes from the worst team in the NFL, the Jets, to now one of the best teams in the NFL, the Steelers. He got an early Christmas gift from Here Comes Santa Claus, getting you out of the fucking New York. You're going to Pittsburgh where you can play on a winning team. I'm sure he was probably he was dancing, he was doing the Charleston and going, I love the singer, I'm getting the hell out of here, New York, goodbye. NCX acquired Bengals DE Carlos Dunlap for center. BJ Finley in 7th-round pick. Lions acquired Cowboys DE Everson Griffin in exchange for a 6th-round pick as well. Also, Dolphins traded for running back DeAndre Washington and a 2021 7th-round pick, and the Chiefs receive a 2021 6th-round pick. The Patriots received Dolphins wide receiver Ford. The Finns got a 2022 7th-round pick. One of the few times you see a trade happening with rivals there. Dallas Cowboys acquired defensive tackle Ali A from the Houston Texans for a 22 7th-round pick. Ali is a attempt at showing up a historic bad Cowboys defense, and Dallas' defense is pretty bad this year, one of the worst it's been in years. And United did release Danton P after trying and failing to trade him with no attempts. So there is that. But we're not done yet, because now I have to go to Twitter to look up the one guy I trust with most of the information, who works for ESPN, Adam Scheffler. He is a guy I trust personally when I need information when I can't get it on television. So that's coming up. Now, it was booked earlier today, and Dave, I don't know if you got to see it or not, or if anybody else did either. That one of the Niners players did get the C virus. They shut down the practice area today. Now, what has me concerned is now the NFL is still expecting to play the game tomorrow, but we shall see what happens. My gut's telling me it's going to be playing, but we probably won't know till the 11th hour, as the old saying goes. Of course, in case you wanted to know, more on the war front, officially placing wide receiver Brandon A, Diablos S, and Trent Williams on the reserve / C-19 list. San Francisco has downgraded the game status of Akira Williams to out against the Green Bay Packers. In the game, it does remain on track to be played per source. Thursday Night Football is a go, even if the 49ers, Rams, and Packers OBs are out. So hooray on that. And Jimmy G is out for the season. So it's going to be, that was announced apparently. And Matthew Stafford is considered a high-risk close contact from a non-team member per source. His last contact was Monday, which means he would be eligible to come off the reserve C-list Sunday and play versus the Vikings, pending negative test for him. So Matthew Stafford may not. Lions put Stafford on IR. Okay, so in better words, he's not playing. That's gonna hurt me a bit because I wrote the picks down earlier before knowing that. I may have to change that when we get to it. Falcons coach Raheem Morrison just offered that the Broncos running back Philip Lindsay is the heartbeat of the team. At the moment, Lindsay leads all qualifying running backs in yards per carry at 6.4 and is only behind Arizona Kyle Murray overall. Giants have claimed former wide receiver Dante P. on waivers. Okay, you were right. He did get placed. Damn it. I hate my life. Texans are signing veteran QB Josh McCown per his agent. Aaron Jones is listed as question, but he's probably going to be out. Green Bay is still scheduled to fly to San Francisco 4:15 local time, so they already left today. And the NFL will upheld the 2-game suspension of Bills wide receiver Jonathan Williams for pretty much punching the Saints player in the face, which was completely stupid. The only reason I want to talk about it is because I don't want to talk about stupid shit. If you're dumb enough to punch a guy wearing a helmet, you deserve to be suspended just for sheer stupidity. That'd be like me trying to kick China in the dick. That's not gonna work for many reasons. That's pretty much all the news on that. So let's get to the games this week. The first one is, of course, the Thursday night game, as it is. Chicago Bears release wide receiver Jin. Yeah, I did miss that. Thank you for that, Dave. So, Bears losing a wide receiver piece. That could help them a bit against the Titans. But, again, we'll get to that when we come to it. But before we get to the picks real quick, let me just give you the standings for football tonight. College football. Yes, there's college football tonight on ESPN. It's the MAC, baby. Make some noise for the MAC. Which I'm sure most people are like, what the hell is the MAC division? And I'm sure there is people like that. If you cheer for a team in the MAC, hey, congratulations. Buffalo's beating Northern Illinois 49-16 near the end of the fourth quarter. Also in the fourth quarter, Central Michigan is beating Ohio 30-27. Miami of Ohio is beating Ball State 31-28 near the end of the fourth quarter. Tulare is beating Bowling Green 21-0 start of the second half. Kent State did beat Michigan. Michigan 27-23, and West Michigan destroyed Akron 58-13. Talk about a murder-death kill. Also, just going to go give you 2 college games for tomorrow night in case if you don't want to watch the Packers and 49ers, or if the Packers and 49ers game gets canceled. Kind of weird there's no games on ESPN tomorrow night. But there are some Friday. Thursday night, you can watch Utah State take on Nevada on FS1. Nevada is favored by 17 points. And on CBS Sports, Wyoming takes on Colorado State. Wyoming is favored by 3.5. And for you Friday fans out there who may want to watch college football instead of SmackDown, number 11 Miami takes on North Carolina State on ESPN at 7:30. And also, on Friday night on the CBS Sports Network, San Jose State takes on San Diego State. And the big game, FS1 at 9:45 Friday. It is number 9 BYU versus number 21 Boise State. So keep that in mind. And congratulations to Marshall for being ranked in the top 25 as they are ranked number 16. Congratulations to them. Notre Dame plays Clemson on NBC Saturday night. That's why you won't see me stream at all that night. And my mom's Maryland Terps play Penn State. That is an interesting game. And just for my buddy Dave, Michigan plays number 13 Indiana on FS1 at 12 o'clock. So there's all your college sports information. We know I'm taking Notre Dame, and stupid, I hit the wrong button on ESPN. And let's talk about the 49ers-Packers game now. This is interesting because a few weeks ago I probably would have said San Francisco, particularly after how bad Green Bay played this past week. But Niners are going in here injured again, and the last time they had this many injuries was when they played Philadelphia, and the Eagles were able to get by with a win there. Packers are 4-4. Packers need this win badly because of the fact, Packers kind of need this win because of the fact of they're playing in a tight division race with the Bears, and the Lions are not out of it. Niners, unfortunately, need this win a hell of a lot more because the Niners are 4-4 right now. Here's the thing. I'm going to pull up the division for you guys because in case if you're can't do that on your own, I'm going to do it for you because I'm that much of a nice person. Here it is in the surprisingly best thing in the NFC, the West. Seattle 6-1, Arizona's 5-2, Rams are 5-3, and 49ers are 4-4. Niners have to try to figure out how to run the table, but Jimmy's gone. They're also missing a tight end who's got a broken foot. I think at this point the Niners may have to decide themselves, and I think we'll figure out in this game what happens. If they try to win the game or they do win, they're going to try to run the table, get a playoff spot. But if it looks like they just threw in the towel and they're not even going to be competitive, then it means to me they're going to just prepare for next year because of all the injuries they have. Again, it's something to think about. I am taking Green Bay here just because of the fact of I figure Green Bay is going to bounce back, and Niners have way too many injuries for me to actually be confident with them. Dave's taking San Francisco because that's his team. I do wish you luck, Dave. I wish they were healthier so I could at least think about picking San Francisco, but with all the injuries, I have to be smart here on that one. Speaking of that, let's just take a look at the playoff standings right now. We're only in week 9. Here are your top 7 teams, because remember, the top 7 teams make it at this point. In the AFC, it's Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Buffalo, Tennessee, Baltimore, Indianapolis, and Cleveland. And in the NFC, it's Seattle, Tampa, Green Bay, Philly, New Orleans, Arizona, and the Rams are currently your wild card teams on the playoffs if it was to start tonight. But that's tonight. We're early, but hey, it's week now. We got to start thinking about this. So I am taking the Packers. Moving on to the next game. It is by the way, Packers are 5-2, Niners are 4-4. Green Bay has a 7-point advantage at the moment. Next up, we head to Buffalo. As the 6-1 Seahawks take on the 6-2 Bills. Seattle is currently favored by 3 points. This was a hard pick for me because of the fact that I'm a guy who screams defense. I believe defense will always win you a championship. But Seattle's offense is just so good. Russell Wilson's having an MVP-like year. He should win the MVP. If he doesn't, that's a travesty at this point. I can't really think of anyone who could be even close to him. It's like maybe Big Ben and Brady right now. But Seattle's defense is also kind of vulnerable. And Bill's defense, for the most part, yeah, they have the bend, don't break mentality. And they've been in games where the offense has played well, where the defense didn't need to do much, and then vice versa. It is in Buffalo. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean anything. Home field doesn't mean shit anymore. But I'm taking Buffalo. I just feel like the Buffalo Bills, personally, to me, are the better defensive team, and I'm going to take the defense. I think Seattle's got the better quarterback, but we've seen where teams have a good defense have kind of roughed up the Seahawks, and the Seahawks only have 1 loss. But I'm taking the Bills. I trust Buffalo. Go Bills. Moving on, it is the 5-2 Ravens taking on the 5-2 Colts. Baltimore is favored by about 3 points, give or take. Here's the thing now. Baltimore has not looked well against teams with a winning record. Of course, I say that because they got blown. The Chiefs killed them. And the other thing is, the Steelers just killed Baltimore. Colts do have a winning record, and Colts do have Phillip Rivers, and I think a lot of people are like, oh, Colts are not going to be a threat. Let me tell you something. I think the Colts are going to be way more competitive than people give them credit for, and if you need a good example, let's just take a look at the Ravens' history. Ravens beat the Browns 38-6. Okay, Cleveland played bad first, but they've kind of bounced back, but now that question mark's on Cleveland again without Odell Beckham. Ravens beat the Texans, team with a losing record. Ravens beat Washington, team with a losing record. Ravens beat the Bengals, team with a losing record. They beat the Eagles, a team with technically a losing record. The only team you could actually say they beat that has a winning record right now is Cleveland. The other two teams they've lost to both have a winning record. And that should be a little bit worrisome, I think, personally, for me, a Ravens fan in general, because it's like, can Baltimore step up against these teams that have a running record that look like they're going to go to the playoffs? Colts right now in control of their own destiny. Because of how bad their division is, because, you know, Texans ain't doing anything. Jaguars are pretty much out of it, so it's pretty much between them and the Titans. And just looking at what the Colts have done, Colts killed the Lions 41-21. Yeah, they lost to the Jags, but then Colts bounced back, beat the Vikings, beat the Jets, beat the Bears. They did lose to Cleveland, but they beat the Bengals. So Colts, yes, I know someone's going to say, well, Colts have not beaten a good team either, except for Chicago. But I also think Phillip Rivers is more trustworthy when a game's on the line this year than Jackson has been, which is very surprising for me to say. So I think it's going to be close, but I'm going to take the Colts to win the game. I don't want to do that, but I just have to put I trust Phillip Rivers right now. Ravens offensively have not played well, particularly, and I've noticed this with the two losses. Jackson's has not been passing that well now. That's one of the reasons a lot of the Ravens wide receivers went off, because they were more worried about the run and not throwing a lot of deep balls or a lot of passes. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So I am taking the Colts in that one. Moving on to this is the definition of a train wreck game. Murder, death, kill. You're better off just going to play Superman 64 here. I'm taking the Texans over the Jags. I don't really feel confident in either team. I'm sorry about that. I should point out, Houston's favored by 7 points. So, yay. I don't really... This game is what you call a bad pick situation, and it's hard to figure out that one. Alright, for the next game, it's my lock of the week is the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Carolina Panthers. Kansas City's favored by 11 points. I am taking the Chiefs in this one. Chiefs only lost one game, and that was to Oakland. Since then, they've been dominating. Take Kansas City easily here. Sorry, guys. Chiefs all the way. Up next, Broncos versus the Falcons. Hey, it's a team that can't hold on to a lead with Atlanta 9 times out of 10 versus a team who just made a magical comeback against the Chargers. Trying to see what the Atlanta's funny enough, Atlanta's being favored in this by 4 points. I'm taking Denver. I'm sorry, we just saw what they did against the Chargers and made a comeback. Atlanta doesn't know how to Atlanta doesn't know how to hold on to a lead. I'm taking Denver on the road. I don't trust Atlanta. I'm sorry. Yes, I know everyone's like, oh, Atlanta can run the table now. I don't see it. So I'm taking Denver. Up next, it's the Lions and Vikings. Now, this is a little bit interesting now since Stafford's out. And Vegas does not give a favorite right now. So this one's a coin flip. I'm still going to take the Lions here. I just don't feel as confident now. I literally think this is a coin flip game. This is one of those games to where you don't feel confident with either pick because of what's going on. I'm going to take Detroit, but it's not confident. Hopefully that does not come back to bite me in the ass. Hopefully. Up next, it is Washington, aka the Washington horse with no name. La, 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 la. Taking on the Giants. Washington's favored by about 3 points. I'm going to take Washington here. They're in control of their own destiny if they keep winning, because Philly's really the only other threat to them right now. Giants really... I know everyone's going to be like, oh, the Giants played so well on Monday. Guess what, guys? The old saying goes, a broken clock is right twice a day. I think that was it. So, I think it was the only time they're going to be right. I'm taking Washington on this one. Dave has the Broncos, Dave has the Vikings, and Dave has the Giants winning. Moving on, it is the Chicago Bears taking on the Titans. Titans trying to come back after that upset loss to the Bengals. Bears, again, I've been saying this for Chicago all year long. I love the defense. I just don't love the offense. Titans are favored by 6 points. I'm going to pick the Titans to win this game. I don't trust Chicago. Sorry, Vibrator, but until the Bears offense can actually step up and show me something again, I can't trust them right now. So go Titans. Can't believe I'm saying that. I think I'm losing my mind. Moving on, it's the Raiders and Chargers. A Chargers team who can't hold on to a lead to save their life versus a Raiders team who's been kind of underperforming after a lot of hype was given to them. Vegas right now says this is a split game. Dave has the Bears. But I'm taking the Raiders here. I'm sorry. Chargers have blown leads in the last 4 games. Yeah, I'm sorry. Does anyone really trust the Chargers right now? You've blown so many games. It's like you're trying to be the Atlanta Falcons. The only reason the Chargers and the Falcons are not near the bottom of the barrel to get the number 1 pick is because of how bad the Jets are. Moving on. I may as well just talk about this now just so we can be done with it. Steelers at Cowboys. Cowboys are favored to lose by 14 points. Cowboys don't know who the starting quarterback's going to be. I am taking the Cowboys here because that's just my team. For the love of God, everybody else. Yes, I know it's a trap game. This is a definition of a trap game because no one's going to give the Cowboys a shot. But be honest, unless you're a Cowboys fan, pick the damn Steelers. But I'm taking the Cowboys here just because I'm a gluttony for punishment. You know, it's like, oh, Cowboys, try at least to make it competitive. Now I go to the Dolphins and Cardinals. Sorry, I skipped ahead because I just want to talk about this game a little bit more than the Cowboys. Dolphins and Cardinals is an interesting game. Arizona's favored by 4.5 points. But here's something interesting. Dolphins actually do look like a decent team. And Dave is taking the Cowboys over the Steelers. Dave, you're a brave man. You're brave. I can't... You're taking the Cowboys. Okay. You also had the Fins over the Cardinals. I'm taking the Cardinals here, guys. I just feel like... Well, I think the Dolphins' defense is better than what we think they are. But I trust Arizona's offense a hell of a lot more at this point. I still think the Dolphins can steal a playoff spot, but I'm going to take the Cardinals. I just trust them a little bit better than I do the Dolphins. Now, if Ryan Fitzpatrick was playing, that'd be a different story. I'd be taking the Dolphins all day long. Oh, that's your upset pick. Okay. I should point out my lock of the week is the Chiefs, and we're actually getting to the game of the week. And then we only got one more game, and if you know me by now, you may have known who I picked in the Monday night game. But getting to the Sunday night game, it is the Saints and Buccaneers. This is the game of the week. Tampa is favored by 5 points, and this is interesting. In week 1, Saints made the Buccaneers look like a bitch. But things have changed for both teams. Buccaneers have looked good for the most part, excluding the heart attack they gave to their fans on Monday. And Saints have been up and down. And oh, wait a minute. This is also the debut of Antonio Brown for the Buccaneers. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things going on here. I am taking Tampa Bay as well, Dave. Dave has Bucs over Saints. I am taking the Bucs as well. I just don't personally trust the Saints right now. Saints. And that's not because of the offense. It's because what are they going to do against Antonio Brown? Yes, it's his first game back. Are they going to double team him, which they do? You know that's going to leave Gronk or somebody else open. Are they going to play him one-on-one, which is dangerous because of the fact of Antonio Brown is a bad man. And Dave says no Mitchell Thomas for the Saints. Oh, that's another reason not to pick the Saints. He's out again. Oops, he's out again. Just gets us to the Monday night game. Sorry for this being quick, guys, but hey, I'm trying to knock out some videos for you guys. It's the Jets and Patriots on Monday night. Oh dear God, I wish this could have been flexed out to any other game on the planet, but I know they can't flex a Monday night game because life sucks and then you die. You know, the Patriots have been playing terrible. So are the Jets. But here's the thing, the Patriots have Cam Newton, they should not be playing this bad. You would think, oh, the Patriots are going to do something, and then they mess up. I mean, they almost came back to beat the Bills, and then Cam Newton messed up. I think if Cam Newton messes up again, I do see a switching of the guard here. Jets are just, I think, Jets at this point, they're not trying to win any games. But with that being said, with how bad the Patriots have been this year, this is my upset pick of the week. I am taking the Jets. I can't believe I'm saying this. I am taking the Jets to upset the Patriots. New England is favored by 7, but I just don't trust the Patriots right now. I'm going to take the Jets in an upset, and I can't believe I'm saying that. I think I'm drunk on power right now with that. But yeah, This is a quick recap before we go, and I get ready to do Devil May Cry 2 for you wonderful people. I have the Packers, Colts, Broncos, Bills, Titans, Chiefs, and Lions, Washington, Texans, Raiders, the Cowboys, the Cardinals. Oh, wait. I actually messed up on something. Let me rewind this a bit. I do have the Bucks over the Saints. I just didn't have the Saints spelled right. Don't you hate when you can't spell? I had the Bucks over the Saints and the Jets over the Patriots. Let me know what you think of my picks below. Until then, I will see you guys in a little bit for Devil May Cry 2. Have a good night, and good luck to your teams this week.